This Qigong video is brought to you by Middletown Senior Center. My name is Lisa Gibson, and I'm your instructor. So before we begin today, I'm going to give you sort of a brief overview of what we'll be doing in this class. We'll be doing some basic warm-up exercises. These exercises are really good for relaxing the body. They also help start the movement of our energy, our internal energy, what we call in the Chinese system, our qi, our life energy, our life force, our vital energy. And so we want to have that movement throughout our body. In the Chinese system, there's pathways that this energy travels, and this is what leads to health, good health. So we want to work with those pathways and with our energy. And I'll talk more about qi as we move forward. In addition to these sort of warm-ups, we'll then move into some balance exercises. Balance is very important for a number of reasons. So even within some of these movements that we're going to be doing, the Qigong movements, we will be putting balance from one leg to the other. We have this heaviness, this lightness. It plays out in Qigong. It also plays out in Tai Chi. In addition, the balance is very good for as we age. We want to keep working on our balance. It's one of the things that we lose. So working on balance daily is really a good thing to do, okay? Then we'll move into some Qigong exercises, and we'll be doing certain ones for different reasons, and I'll go over what the benefits are and what you'll be gaining from doing those movements. And then finally, we'll end with a standing meditation. So that's sort of a general overview of what we're doing today. You'll also want to have a chair nearby in case you want to sit down, but also to use for some of the balance that we'll be doing. So with that, let's get started. So we're going to stand about feet shoulder width apart. Knees are slightly bent. Our hips, our knees, our ankles relaxed, soft. Going to think as you're standing, think about being 1 inch taller, so that kind of lengthens the body, elongates the spine. And we're just going to start, our knees are slightly bent, with just turning from side to side. And the movement is coming from the waist. So the waist turns, and the shoulders and the head follow. Simple movement. We just want to relax the shoulders. We do a lot of working with the shoulders because we really want them to be relaxed. The shoulders, that's a place that we hold a lot of tension in our shoulders. That's one of the areas. So we want to loosen up the joints. We also want to open the chest up a lot, this whole area here. If our trunk muscles are compressed, our body, our whole body gets a little tense. And that compression also sort of constricts the internal organs. So we want this whole area loose. And so in the system that we're learning, tension is said to cause stagnation of the qi circulation. So we want this energy to be able to move freely. So that's why it's really important to be relaxed. Okay, so obviously as I'm talking to you, my head is facing forward. I'm looking into the camera. But when you do this, you do want to just turn your head from side to side. And as this movement feels comfortable for you, what you can do is add on a little bit more of force when you turn. And so what happens, notice what happens when I'm doing that. My arms actually start to swing. Now I'm not really making them, I'm not using my muscles to make this happen. It's just that as my waist turns, my arms are following. So it's a very efficient use of energy. I'm not utilizing my arm muscles here. All I'm doing is turning my waist. Another important key here when doing just this turning from side to side, my knees are bent, but they're not really moving. So for example, I'm going to move back to show this. What I'm not doing is having a knee move in like that. They're not moving inwards. That would hurt the knees. They just stay pretty much stationary. It's really just the waist that's turning, okay? And you can sort of hear as my arms are moving, as they're following the waist, they're actually coming to my sides and just sort of tapping there. And I'm not really doing much, it's just sort of happening as I'm turning, and I'm using this force from my waist. Okay, good. So let's move on. We're going to do more to loosen up the shoulders. We're just going to be sort of swinging our arms by bringing them up to about chest level, shoulder level. The palms are facing up. And now I just turn the palms over and let the arms come down. And then let them come up again. So what's happening here is, as the arms swing down, there's this momentum that sort of drives them up again. And I'm just letting that happen. It's just my arms going up and down. I'm going to move to the side. So you can see they come up, palms turn over, they go down. Now in this movement, like I said, it's just really my arms going up and down. I'm not using my lower body, so I'm not like going up and then down. I'm not doing this. I'm just maintaining my spine is straight, and I'm just letting my arms come up and down. So again, this is sort of just relaxing the shoulders. And in these movements, we just breathe naturally. We're just breathing normally. We don't hold our breath. Usually inhale as your arms come up, and then exhale. Just nice breathing here. Okay, good. So we're going to move into doing a little bit of overhead stretching. So we're going to just interlace our fingers. We're just going to bring our arms up and just do a simple stretch. Arms are turning up. And just stretch up as much as you can. And breathe naturally here. Breathe in and out. And now you're going to inhale. And on the exhale, you're just going to turn your waist to the right. Come back to the center on the inhale. And exhale and turn to the left. And just do this a few times from one side to the other. The inhale is always when you come back to the center, and the exhale is when you turn. Now we're back to the center again. This time we're going to inhale, and then as we exhale, we're going to stretch over to the right. So you get a nice stretch in the side. And then inhale back to the center. And now we're stretching over to the other side. Get a nice stretch there. And let's do this a few more times. Okay, good. Now we're just going to bring our arms down. And then we're going to just fold over from the waist. And again, your knees should be slightly bent. And just let your arms hang down, let your body hang over. Nice and loose, nice and relaxed. Your legs are strong. And just sway from side to side in your upper body. And as you sway from side to side, you're going to slowly come up. Your head is hanging down. That's going to be the last thing to come up. Okay, good. You should start to be feeling more and more relaxed here. Okay, we're next going to move into shoulder rolls. So what I'd like you to do is bring your shoulders up and then bring them back And as you bring them back, your chest really opens up, and then bring them down, and then forward, and start it all over again. So you're making a circle. Up, back, down, and forward. And just do this a few times at your own pace. Good. Now we're going to do the opposite direction. So we're going to bring our shoulders up and then move them forward and then down and back. Again, keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. And let's do one more. Good, good. So now we're going to stretch our neck. And so basically we're still standing. Knees are slightly bent. We're going to inhale, and then on the exhale, we're just going to turn our head to the right and gaze over that right shoulder. Inhale, back to the center, and then exhale, turn to the other side and gaze over that shoulder. And let's do this a few times. And now you're just going to let your head sort of drop down, and then very slowly and gently, you're going to circle it over to the other side. Raise your head up. Let it go down. This is all the exhale here. And circle back to the other side. And let's do this a few times. Okay, good. And bring your head to the center. And now what we're going to do is some rotating our arms. This is really good for relaxing the arms. It gives you also a nice stretch. So I'm standing here, my palms are facing out, facing up rather. And then you're just going to turn your arms so that your palms are facing down. And then continue that rotation a little bit more. So it looks like my thumbs are pointed down now, and I go as far as I can, as far as what's comfortable for me. You do the same for you. And then I go the opposite way, go back, and the palms are facing up. But now I continue that rotation, going the other direction. And then I turn my palms up and continue the opposite way. We're just rotating, going one way to the other. Let's just do one more. Good. Now I'm going to have my feet wider apart, so if you can, do the same thing. And basically, I'm going to start to put more weight into this right leg. So that knee is bending. I've got more weight there. I'm gazing now at that right hand. Palm is facing up. Meanwhile, this other arm is rotating. So that palm is facing up, only it's a different direction, right? Now we're going to switch, put the weight into the other leg, and rotate both arms. Okay. and keep going back and forth. So you're getting a little bit different feel of rotation here. And let's just do one more. Okay, good. And just let your arms come down. Now, the next movement that we're going to do is sort of, it starts out as kind of a side stretch, but it moves into a sort of Qigong kind of waving hand motion. So let's start. Let's have your feet wider apart, okay? Now I'd like you to put the weight more into the right leg, so that's bending. And I've got this hand right on the hip. And now we're just raising the other arm and looking up at it, looking up at that palm. Now we just bring the arm down, and we're going to bring it to the waist here, and then put the weight in this leg as the other arm comes up and we gaze up. So you can feel this stretch in the hip, in the side. So it's a little bit different stretch here, and let's keep going back and forth a few times with this. Gaze up at that hand, and let the arm just come down and put it back on your waist. Okay, now we're back here, gazing up at the hand. This time we're going to add a new piece onto it. So we're going to bring the arm down like we did before, except we're going to stop at about chest level. Turn the palm out, and as we shift the weight into the other leg, it comes across. Then we turn the palm down, let the arm come all the way down, and circle, nice big circle here, and come across and down. So you can feel the weight going from one leg to the other. You've got this circular motion with that arm. Remember to breathe. What starts to happen is after a couple times you start to feel yourself really be able to have this nice range of motion. Arm is just coming down as you're turning, nice and big up. And the waist just turns, bringing the arm with it, and then it goes down. One thing to think about when you're doing this, or to be aware of rather, is when this arm's coming across, you want to make sure the shoulder doesn't go too high up like this where you're tensing up, okay? Okay, good. Now we're going to switch arms. This one on the waist, gaze up at that palm, let the arm come down, then it comes across, my waist is turning, let the arm come down. Nice big circle here. Come across, and then down. Good range of motion, yeah. So we're just going to do a couple more. Okay, good. Nice job. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we are going to move into a little bit of balance work. So I'm going to bring a chair over. If you have a chair, have that nearby. You can always use a wall for balance, or if you don't need to use anything, that's fine too. So I'm just going to lower this screen for a little bit so you can see more of my feet. Okay. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start, I'll demonstrate. I'm going to start to feel the weight in one leg. So I'm going to start to feel the weight in my right leg, and I'm going to raise the left knee. And so you can see I've got the left knee is raised. Now I don't need to have it that high. I can have it just enough so that my foot is off the ground. And the first thing we're going to do once we do that is we're going to flex the toes up, and then we're going to flex them down. So we're working on our foot and then our balance as well, stretching the foot. Then we're going to make circles with the ankle and then circle the other way. Okay, so let's start that. So you've got the chair for support if you need it. If you don't, that's fine. Feel that weight go into your right leg. You can raise that left knee. And now just start to flex the toes up and then down. Okay, now you're still holding. Start to make a circle with the ankle. Now you always have that chair. It's always there if you need it. You're still working on your balance, even if you're using it to support you a little bit. And then we reverse the circle the other way. Okay, good, good. Now shake out your legs. You can keep the chair here or move it to the other side, but we're going to switch legs. So I want you to start to feel the weight now on this opposite leg. And when you can, then raise the knee a little bit so that foot's off the ground. And then start to flex the toes up and then down. Up, down. And then start to make a circle with the ankle. Now switch, go the opposite direction. Good. And then release. And just shake out your legs a little bit. Okay. The next balance we're going to do is we are going to be making circles with our hips. This is a little bit more challenging. So again, you're going to have the chair here for that support. Essentially what we're going to be doing, I'll demonstrate first, is we're going to be bringing the knee up higher if you can, but if it's here, that's fine, whatever you can do. And then we're going to just be making circles, but more from the hip area. Just small circles. They don't need to be big. Okay? So, have the weight in one leg. Raise the other knee. First hold that. And then when you feel stable, start to make the slow circle. And then reverse that circle. Good. And then bring that down and just shake out a little bit. Now we're going to do the opposite leg. And a lot of times what people notice in these, I'm going to sit down for a second so you can see me. So a lot of what people notice when they do these types of balance work is sometimes one side is stronger than the other, and you really start to become aware of it when you try to do these. So what I like to tell students is just pay attention to that. See which side is stronger, where do you feel weak, and that's fine. You know, we all have different, we're all not totally balanced from one side to the other. Okay, so let's do the other leg now. So you're gonna switch, put the weight in one leg, and raise the knee, right? You've got the chair for support or the wall if you're using that. And then start to make circles from the hip area. So it's like almost like I'm painting a circle with my knee. And then reverse it. Yep, you always have the chair here. Good. And then just shake out your knees. So that's good. That's for the balance for today. So what I'd like you to do now is really sort of massage out those thighs. I'm sure you're feeling it. And then continue to sort of do a self-massage to your lower legs. And you do the inner and the outer. And then what you're going to do is take the sides of your hands and sort of slice up on the thighs. You feel good. Go from one to the other. And then move into slaps. We slap, start with our hips, come down our legs, front of the legs, inner legs, outer legs, backs. Good. Let me move this. Yes, okay. And then just take the last thing, make soft fists. They're not really, not really tight. And just sort of tap your thighs. Little light punches on each side. Good. And then we are going to just do two more exercises before we move into some of the Qigong. We're going to bring our arms up, raise up on the heels, and then drop down and slap. Okay, let's do two more. So let's bring our arms up. Inhale, exhale down. One more. Bring your arms up. Exhale down. Good. And then we're going to do three where we bring our arms out to the side. Inhale as we raise our arms up. Exhale as we bring our arms down. And as we're bringing our arms down, what I'm doing here is my knees are bending, my weight is sinking down. Here, as we come up, my body's rising up, my feet are flat on the ground. And then here, just sink down, knees bending slightly. Let's do one more. So, good. So before we move into some of the Qigong exercises, we'll probably be doing three specific ones today. I mentioned before that your Qi is considered your sort of life energy, life force, or vital energy. In terms of the Qigong, the Gong is translated as work or mastery. So in some ways you could say we're working with our energy. To make it really simple, this is an analogy I once heard, I thought this was good. For some people, they go to the gym and they're working out, with weights, building their muscles. So they're working out the muscles, we're working out the energy, okay? And so Qigong, basically, it integrates mind, body, and spirit. So basically, through your controlled breathing, through these slow, gentle movements, a calm mind, we allow our internal energy to flow more efficiently. And so that is said to promote healing, increase strength and vitality, and definitely lower stress. Okay. It also has, studies have shown Qigong exercise can really support your immune system. So it's a really great practice, and everybody can do it, you know, so that's, I think, what's so wonderful about it. So one of the things I was going to say with some of these movements, I'm standing, but you could also do them seated, and I will show that. So getting back to the energy in Qigong, people practice Qigong and also Tai Chi because they want to open these energy pathways and let the Qi flow smoothly, because in the traditional Tai Chi and Qigong are part of the traditional Chinese medicine, and basically it has the viewpoint that it teaches that pain and disease result from blocked energy. And so what we're trying to do is not have that energy be blocked. We don't want it stagnating. So we want it to move. And we want to nurture and cultivate this internal energy in us. And this Qi is also considered not just within our bodies, it's in the universe around us. It's in the food that we eat, the air that we breathe. So we work with all those aspects. All right, so the first movement we're going to do is called grand opening and closing. The main purpose of this one is to generate more energy. It's a great Qigong exercise to do in the morning when you wake up. You don't want to be doing this late at night because you want to be able to sleep. So this is going to give you a little bit more energy. So we're going to stand. Our feet are wider than shoulder width apart. Knees are bent, so my weight just sinks down. My back is straight. I'm just going to demonstrate. We're going to have our wrists are crossed. And then on the inhale, as you can see here, my body is rising up. I'm rotating my arms. And then I really open up. And then my arms start to come down as I'm exhaling and bending my knees. And I form these soft fists. This is also called eagle claw energy. And then just rotate. And then start that all again. So let's start. Arms are crossed, doesn't matter which one's on top of the other. And then rotate. You're rising up. Nice deep breathing here. Nice inhale. And then let your weight sink down on the exhale. You exhale here after you form the fists. Come all the way down. Rotate. And then we start again. So this relaxed deep breathing, we do that to increase our energy flow. The other thing that we have going on here, we're really working on our range of motion. Really big when you come up. And then small as you come down. So huge, open, and then close. So this nice big open helps our posture. And this rotation that we have going on here is considered, this is like a silk reeling energy. So there's a lot of rotation in these movements. Even in our warm-ups, we had a lot of rotation, if you remember. So the intention here is when I'm rising up, I'm feeling big, huge, huge open. And as coming down, small. So let's just focus on the breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Now, with this breathing, what I'm not doing, and I'm going to exaggerate sort of to show this. So it's a deep, relaxed breathing, but I'm not doing this. You know, that's not good. That's like tensing up. So just nice, deep breathing. And nice exhale. If you can, breathe in through your nose, if that's comfortable, and then exhale through your mouth. Okay, good. So we're going to add a little bit onto that, but before I do, before we do, I just want to show you if I was sitting in a chair. So some of these, I mean, you can certainly do these sitting in a chair. So standing is good, but we can adapt to whatever our body is or what our needs are. So from here, I can cross my arms. Form the fists. So even sitting in a chair, can really be helpful to do. So if you get tired, you can just sit down. Really, we're opening the chest here, very nice, okay? So let's add a little piece more onto this movement. So one of the things that we can also do is start to shift our weight from one leg to the other leg and be working on our balance a little bit just in this movement. So wrists are crossed. And basically what we're doing here is I'm just shifting my weight more to the right side. And then as I open up, the weight's going to that left side. And then back to the other side. So now you're also adding this aspect of working on your balance, which is always good to do. Again, if you can, breathe in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. So the weight is just shifting from one leg to the other, just like water going in from one side to the other. And just enjoy this movement. Feel the strength in your legs. Feel that nice open. Now we can also, go to the other leg, so we can we all favor one side usually, right? Nice, big, open. Let's just do a few more. And one more. Good, good. So that's the first movement. We're going to do another one now, and this one is called Collect Chi from the Earth. And what I'm going to do is I'll move the camera so that you can see my feet first, and then I'll raise it up again. So in this posture, you basically are going to take, so an easy way to do this is to start with your feet shoulder width apart, and then just move 1 foot forward. So I'm going to move back, so I've got that here. This back leg, so my front foot, the toes are facing straight ahead. The back foot, the toes are at a diagonal. And this one you can have it maybe a little bit, not like maybe 3 degrees, not exactly 100% straight. So I've got this kind of stance here. This is also considered, this stance, it's called a Santi stance. It's also in the Tai Chi form. So for people who do Tai Chi, this is a familiar stance. You can easily shift your weight from one leg to the other, but it's like your legs are forming a bridge here. And so in this movement, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be maintaining this stance, And we're going to be having our arms out. They're going to be down. And it's as if we're going to be drawing up energy from the earth. So we're collecting that chi from the earth. That's the intention. We draw it up. And my legs are straightening a little bit as I'm drawing up. I'm not locking them, but I'm drawing this energy up. We bring it up our spine. We turn a little bit so we're facing forward. And then we bring it all the way up. And we're going to be releasing that energy out through our shoulders, arms, and hands. And I'm going to move the camera so that you can see it. But something I just want to show here is when we're drawing this energy up, we're not leaning over, okay? Our alignment is very important in Tai Chi and Qigong in terms of the energy flow. So we're not breaking the alignment by bending over. All that's happening here is from here is just drawing up, turning, and releasing that energy. So I'm going to move this, maintain your position that you're in right now, okay? And I think I'll put this down a little bit. All right, so what I want you to do is be in that stance. Let your arms come down. Notice my back is straight, but I'm turned a little bit to the side here. My core is a little bit turned. On the inhale, draw that energy up. I have a little more weight on the back leg. Draw it up. Imagine up the spine, turn from the core, and then release on the exhale out through the shoulders, the arms, the wrists, the hands. Then let the arms come down. I've got more weight shifting into that back leg. Same thing here, draw it up the spine. Exhale, release it. Arms come down. My weight's more in that back leg. Inhale, bring it up through the perineum, up the spine. And let your shoulders, don't let your shoulders rise up. And then turn from the core, release. Inhale as you bring this chi up from the earth. Exhale as you release it. This movement is also said to vertically strengthen the core as we're bringing the energy up. And we release, okay? I'm exaggerating a little bit with my breath just to remind you about the exhalation. Bring it up, 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 inhale. Release. Now, I'm just going to turn. Let's see, it's probably better if I turn this way. So you can sort of see from this angle. So you see my back is straight the whole time. I'm not bending over. So we've got this kind of eagle claw energy. We're making the fist, but they're really not, we're not tense fists. We're just bringing this up. And then notice I'm rotating. Yeah, right? Let's do a couple more. So one other point here I want to make, the knees never collapse, they never go inward. They just sort of, it's just this bend, weight's more in one leg than the other, now it's in the front leg. This knee that, where the weight is in this front leg, more here, that knee never extends over the toe. So I'm not going like this, which would hurt my knee. You'll also see that I start to lean over. And then when I bring it back, the knee is just bending, the weight is sinking down. We rotate. Bring our arms up. And see how I'm rotating the wrists and releasing that energy. Okay. So let's do the other side. So initially we were like this. Now I'm going to be doing the opposite side. All right, so you have the one foot is facing forward. You got this back leg, and the toe is at the diagonal. You've got about shoulder width between your legs, so you're not tight in like this. You're not like this, more like that, okay? Same thing here, we bring our hands down. We're not bending over. We inhale, draw off that energy, and then release it out. Arms come down, inhale. Rotate. Let the energy come up the spine. Now release it out through the shoulder, the arms, the hands. Let's just do a few more. This leg position also, it strengthens the legs. You've got the weight going forward to back, and then forward again. And let's just do one more. All right. So we're going to do one more. This one is called washing organs, and you've already kind of done it in some of the movements that we've done earlier. So essentially, we're going to be standing with feet about hip width apart. We're going to bring our arms sort of down. We rotate the elbows and the wrists out. On the inhale, we rise up, lengthen the body, but the feet are flat on the floor. At the top here, you can't see, but my palms are facing each other. And then on the exhale, you just sort of bring the arms down, the weight sinks down, knees are bending, nice and slow. Okay, I'm going to move back just a little bit. So here, nice inhale. What we're doing is we're drawing the energy from the universe down on the exhale through our body. Essentially, this is said to be washing our organs. As we bring this energy down, we keep bringing it down through our body, down through our legs, and out through our feet. And then we start the process again. Exhale. We're also working on what we call your rooting, so your legs are really strong here. Now, one thing you can do in this position when your arms are up, you can just sway a little bit. That's if there's any tension in your back or anywhere, you just kind of release it. And then bring your arms down. Nice inhale if you can through your nose. Draw that energy down. Exhale through your mouth. Rotate your arms at the bottom. Let that weight sink down. Draw that energy down through your body. Knees are bending. Energy goes down your legs and out through your feet. Let's just do a few more. And one more. Good. So we're going to end by doing a little bit of standing meditation. If you need to, you could also do this seated, and I'll show you both ways. But first, let me just change this. So I'm just going to demonstrate what we're going to be doing, and then I'll demonstrate in the chair, and I'll come back to standing. So we're going to be standing, feet are about shoulder width, hip width apart. You want to have your shoulders nice and relaxed, so one thing to do is just sort of release them. Knees are bent, soften your hips, your ankles, your knees. And then what we're going to do is we're going to just be standing at first with our palms facing down, okay? Elbows are bent, spine is more straight, your pelvis is just natural, just dropped. Tongue is going to be at the roof of your mouth, chin slightly tucked down, so we're not going like this, so we're not looking down. You can have your eyes open or closed. So we're going to hold that for just a little bit of time. And then what we're going to do is this is considered this meditation, standing meditation, doing like Dantian Gong work. The Dantian is your lower abdominal area. That's where your storage center. It's where a lot happens with your energy. So we're then going to move from that position to bringing our hands where our palms are facing each other. And we're just going to bring them in and out, nice and slow, but always maintaining the palms facing each other. Okay. From there, we do that a few times. We're going to move into as if we're holding a ball. We're rotating that ball, and our palms are facing each other. Okay, we'll do that. Then we're going to move into doing as if we have our palms are still facing each other, but one is moving forward as the other one's moving back. Sort of like a train on a track, like the wheels. And we're just going to do that. And then we'll end by coming back to this position. Now, if you're thinking, yeah, I'm a little tired, I would rather do this sitting in a chair, same thing, you can do that here. You can just start with your palms. Right now I've got my palms are on my knees. My feet are flat on the ground. But you can kind of do the same thing. So you could be seated and just from here, you could just be doing the same exact thing with your arms. You could be making the ball. You could be doing this. So one thing, if you're seated, if you're able to, when I'm doing seated meditation, I'm not like have my back to the chair. I kind of go a little bit forward. If you're able to do that, to keep your spine more upright, keep your alignment, okay? So let's start. I'll be standing. So again, feet shoulder width apart. Bend the knees. Weight sinks down. Shoulders are nice and relaxed. Drop them. Tongue at the roof of your mouth. Chin slightly tucked down. And just stand. You can stand with your eyes open or closed. And as you're standing, have a slight smile that relaxes your facial muscles. Notice if there's any areas of tension, perhaps in your back. Just breathe into that area. Just relax. Now bring your hands so that your palms are facing each other in the area in front of your lower dantian, your lower abdominal area. And just bring your hands closer together and then move them apart. The palms are facing each other. They never touch, but they face each other and they just move in and out. And I'd like you just to focus your awareness on that space between your hands. Now take your hands, palms still facing each other. And it's as if you have a ball that you're holding. You're just rotating that ball. But your palms always maintain that connection of facing each other. And same thing here. Just bring your awareness to that space between your hands. And now you're going to bring your hands so your palms are still facing each other. One's going to move in and one's going to move forward. One moves back, one moves forward. Remember, it's kind of like sort of a train on a track, the wheels. Same thing here, awareness on that space between your palms. Okay, good. And then just bring your hands, the palms are facing down. You're sitting in a chair, they just be on your lap, on your knees. And then let's just end by bringing our hands down. Your arms are open now. Inhale, bring your arms up. Let's do that 2 more times. Bring your hands to your lower abdomen, one palm in front of the other. Start to make circles, rotating your energy center here. And let's reverse that circle. Good. Let's bring our hands to our heart. Just feel a moment of gratitude. And then just release the hands. So that's it for the class today. I'd like to thank you for joining. I hope you got to relax and had some nice movements. See you next time.